Hi guys, happy Easter everybody. This is Kiki from Perfume Passion. I have a recommendation for you today, both for men and women from the designer world. I find myself not so interested in designers these days, but there are always exceptions to this rule. And I'm happy to now be able to talk about my latest purchase. And I found it secondhand, which I'm really happy when I don't have to pay full price. It is called Bottega Veneta, from the house of Bottega Veneta. They are, producers of luxury handbags and belts, that type of thing, at outrageously high prices. Fortunately, this is quite affordable. It comes in this little cute 30 ml bottle, and I think it also comes in a bigger size. I think 100, maybe also 50, I'm not sure. It's marketed towards women, but for me, I've always associated this with a special person in my life, and it is a man. My mentor of many years, he used to coach me in business. I still meet him every once in a while. I just recently found out that all these years he has been wearing this fragrance. And this is a guy, a Middle Eastern man, very classy. I mean, he drives the most fancy cars and he dresses exquisitely. And he wouldn't just wear anything, and he doesn't care if it is marketed for him or for her. He'll wear whatever he wants, and this is one of his absolute favorites. And he kind of got me into it, and I like it on myself as well, and I don't think it really is neither. I think it's very unisex. It is a chypre, which means it has bergamot in the top, some kind of floral note in the middle, in the heart, and in this case it's jasmine, and then it has oak moss in the base. And it also has a very soft leather note. I think it's more like suede. It reminds me, in fact, it has the same vibe as white suede from Tom Ford, except this has lily of the valley in the heart, and this has jasmine. And I think this one is a tad sweeter. It is not a sweet fragrance, but I think it has some little kind of fruitiness in it, I think. It also has some patchouli. Maybe that's where the sweetness is coming from, actually. It's not a very prominent patchouli note, but it does have an earthiness to it, absolutely. And I think what I thought was interesting when I smell this reminds me not only of my friend, Ayad, but it reminds me also of a lot of other fragrances, although I find this quite unique, as strange as that sounds. And when I scroll down on Fragrantica, at the bottom they have something like "this reminds me of," and there's so many perfumes there that so many people have said that this perfume reminds them of. The most common one was Cuir Amethyste from Armani Privé. I think 458 people had said that this reminded them of that, and I haven't tried that, but I do think it reminds of Gris Dior from the Dior Exclusive line. That one is a little drier perhaps. When I wear that, I always feel like I want to layer it with something a little bit sweet because it's so dry and elegant. This one I think is a little bit more of a standalone. And then also it said Moonlight Patchouli from Van Cleef and Arpels. Quite a few people had mentioned. I haven't smelled that in a long time. I used to have a travel size, but I passed it on. But what a lot of people also had said, which I wouldn't have thought of myself, was that it reminds them of Gucci Rush. Remember that red kind of plastic rectangular shaped bottle, and you had to kind of squeeze the whole bottle to spray it? It was so popular when it came out. I think it was late 90s or maybe early 2000s. I had a bottle. I might have gone through a couple of bottles of that. It's not identical in any way, but there's something that definitely connects these two. So if you want to get maybe your wife, husband, girlfriend, boyfriend a little something, maybe keep your eyes open if this is on sale, maybe in your local perfumery. This is not so hard to find, but it's still yet quite uncommon. I don't find a lot of people talking about this. I never feel like consent that anybody is actually wearing this except my friend that wears it. So I think maybe it won't be like it's not on any top 10 list or anything like that. I think definitely this has a niche quality to it. It's not a typical designer fragrance. It's more like high-end designer. It's an interesting and cool, elegant. I love this one. Go check it out. Well, that was all for today.